All right, so we're looking at Bitcoin on the 1 minute chart. So since last night's little reversal slash drop, I've noticed that Bitcoin has come back but hasn't actually broken the previous high. And I was interested in taking a short position before I went to bed last night. So I took a small position around here, around this area, right? And then overnight it did this, but it never broke the high. So I'm like, okay, add to the position slightly now that we have a little bit more price action. Now, my reasoning for this is quite simple, and I'll show you the count that it's basically based upon. So this move up that happened, right, was very weak, very choppy. So I classify this as a wave E, right? Whether it's a wave E or not, we'll find out. But I was very hesitant to assume this would keep going. And the reason for that is because, well, the only way I could see this as a 5 wave move is if it's an E wave. The only way I could see it as a move that would continue higher is if it was a zigzag, but it's not a zigzag. It doesn't look like one at the moment, right? And if it is a zigzag, then I suppose the zigzag portion of it would be 1, A, B, C, D, E. A break of this level would kind of potentially confirm that it might have been a D wave within a wave 2, right? But I'm not convinced. So if we break this low here, then I suspect it'll go lower. But what is this count based upon, right? So that's the next stage. This is based upon a count that I have that is a weak 5 wave move that could have potentially have ended at the highs, right? With wave 4 being here, this being wave 5, right? Sorry, that's incorrect there. This being wave 5. That's not a good thing because this goes back to my old count that suggests that we had a 1, A, B, C, D, E, right? So if price goes down from here, then I believe it'll keep going down, which means we have a completed 5 wave move, probably wave 5 of the entire move forever, right? The whole pattern. At the moment, it's the only thing that kind of makes sense in a tradable manner that I would actually consider shorting Bitcoin. So why not short it? There's nothing really to suggest that it's a bad idea, right? Because let's just say we did have a complete 5 wave move already, right? Hang on, let me just get rid of this. I've got a few old counts on here. So let's just say that, yes, that was a zigzag at the top. And let's just say that we are moving down. And, you know, without being too bearish, let's just consider for a moment that this could be part of a, how can I say it? A zigzag for wave 2, for wave A. So a larger zigzag wave A. Now that's possible, but the problem with that count is that wave A was way too short. This would mean that we'd have a small wave A, a giant wave C. Now the same corrective patterns occur in wave B as wave 2, right? So A, B, C, D, E happens in wave B of a zigzag, right? But it also happens in wave 2. So there's more chance, more likely that this is, if this count is, anywhere near accurate, there's more chance that it's probably just the start of a 5 wave move if we continue lower. In order for me to have any other count with this, it would mean that this had to be a wave uh, D, which I cannot see that at the moment. Um, and I'm not saying it's impossible. It's not impossible, right? Because let me give you an example. Let's just say, let's just say that this is completely corrective wave two, right? The problem with the week 5 wave move count already here is that it never actually did go into the price territory of wave one and two. So that's automatically, I'm not happy with that automatically. It's hard for me to keep this count because it just doesn't make sense. But I'm just playing devil's advocate here, and why not? Okay, so let's just say we had a week 5 wave move which didn't overlap, and then we completed that, right? And then how would we view this particular count here? So it'd be like an A, B, C, D, and then an E, right? And then wave two would continue. We don't know how low that wave E would go. Being a week 5 wave move, I'd expect it to come back, quite a bit. So either way, we're looking for a down move, right? But if it's going to be a down move that's not going to break the lows here and be the end of this whole move, then this needs to be a D wave. And the way that it could be a D wave would be, I suppose, if this actually just did break a bit higher. It'd have to break a bit higher. At the moment, it's looking like it's turning down, but it would have to kind of break a little bit higher. Even break the all-time high and get rejected. That's fine. That'd be a D wave, and then you'd come back for a pull down. Down for a pullback. So that's the kind of thing that I'm seeing. But if it's not that and it's this count, then it's not good. It's not good. So this is a very important level. And the reason why I didn't think it will go higher for wave E is because we're so close to the top. Any higher for wave E would mean that it would invalidate the whole 1-2 idea, right? It would invalidate the whole 1-2 count for a short position based on this is a top. Now, for this to not be a top, this has to break above the last mini high, and even all-time high is fine. No problem. It has to do that. Basically, if it doesn't break any little mini high from here, it's going straight down and it's over. It's game over, right? So I'm taking a small bet just in case that's possible, which it could be. But if I was to short this again, it would be based on a D wave completed, short wave E. The wave E would not go down and break that red line down here at 38,000. I don't think so, because if it's a wave two, it can't do that, right? But so this is where I'm at right now. Okay, so if I'm to consider this week 5 wave move as a week 5 wave move, that's weird in itself, but it's the only count that makes sense, right? Any other count is really, it doesn't make sense. So this is why we've got two scenarios. One, we've topped out wave 5 of the entire move. It's done. We're going down. So this is what I'm trading based upon right now, right? My short trade here with the stop at this mini high here at about 71,727, right, roughly, is based upon the idea that potentially this whole thing is done. It's cooked, right? If we break above that level and even the all-time high, then it would kind of change the count to the other corrective count, which is A, B, C, D, and then E would still go down, but it wouldn't be the end of this whole move, right? So basically, risk management is important. If we break this low from here without going above it, it's not good. But it doesn't mean it's completely wrong. It doesn't mean that at all. You could code down maybe a little bit more, but then after that, it just doesn't make sense, right? Because wave A is small. So this makes sense for this to actually continue higher right now. but I'm taking a small bet just in case it doesn't. Okay. This is a very important move. This will tell us whether this is bullish or not based on RSWay. So I'm really interested in just being careful and just trading it anyway. Why not? But if I'm wrong, I'll get stopped out, whatever. But then I'll understand that this is just basically part of wave two. It'll correct, and then we'll take a long position. Okay, so that's my thoughts for now. I'll keep you posted. Thanks for watching.